What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Call Through the Old School. We're going to do it a little different than we usually do. A lot of people expect me to walk on here or come on here and rant and rave about other crazy stuff. But today, I want to do something that, I don't know, kind of hits near and dear to my heart. I think that one thing we've got out of this promo community, whether it's the past, the present, the future, is to look at the championship belts. And there's one thing that I talked to a good buddy today. Well, he's becoming a good buddy because he's definitely been a lot of the voice of reason here lately with some of the changes that I'm going to be doing. We both agree there's nothing worse than going and watching a promo group and then walking out with a WWE championship with maybe, writing on it or a piece of paper on it. I always love when people design their belts. And I do have to, before I get started, a lot of my belts that I've had designed, I want to thank Dale Litton. That kid, he used to be a little pain in my ass, and he became a really close friend, and he's designed a lot of beautiful belts. Um, and I take a lot of pride in the championship. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a couple of my promo championships that I've collected over the years. I'm going to talk about the designs. I'll try to tell you who the maker was. If I can remember them exactly. I've spent a lot of money on belts over the years, not only for me, but for the promo federations and some other promo federations. But these are some of the top belts that I've truly enjoyed in my time in promo. I want to start off with one that a lot of people ask me about. Oh, get this big, heavy son of a bitch. A lot of people don't believe me. This championship here is called the Beast. The side plates are removable. Every one of them has a name. I'll try to get it up there, let you see. I flipped them all over to blanks because, we only have the current champions on there. And this stays in a cabinet. You know what I mean? It doesn't get shipped out. This was made by Wasif, MS Creations. They made this championship. I have another one of his belts I'm going to show you that he's made. This belt was mocked after the IWGP version 4, I think it is, version 4, because of the removable side plates. The Phoenix was something that the guy I started PPF with, he came up with that design while I wasn't here. Still, beautiful title, stacked, as you see. All the plates are stacked completely. The worst part is this right here. And the reason I bring that up is I won a title in APF. Dusty, a lot of people know him by 7. He had the world title. Don't get me wrong, it was a pretty belt. But boy, that son of a bitch was sharp, and it would cut you from here to New York. So, this to me is what I want to see. I want to see, owners getting their brand out there and their championships on screen and really putting in a little bit of the money. And I know it sucks because times are rough for some folks. Gas prices are up and all that shit. But this is a world title I'd be proud to carry. I'd love to carry this, but I'll never carry it because I don't go for my own championships. But it's part of history in that one. I'm not going to go to the next MS Creation just yet. I'll go to another title, and I'm going to go to this title because I'm going to actually show you something you can use to repair your plates if they start to dull out. Okay. So yesterday, the RPA Championship, another title that I held. Love this belt. If you see the side plates, I'd love to get them up there under the camera, but it's very hard to see. If you see the side plates, they're very glossy, okay? They were not silver glossy. These were like, I don't know. This was made by Wasif also, another Wasif creation. Mocked after the NWA National Championship. It's only 2 millimeters. The backing is starting to take a little bit of the L. The plate's in minorly good condition, but this was very nice to see on screen. When you walked on screen with this, people thought it was, pretty wild, pretty awesome, a pretty nice championship belt. It's not a WWE title. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you guys can't take a WWE design, say the Winged Eagle, the WWF tag team from the Demolition Era and stuff like that. Sorry, guys, getting messages here. Okay. But this championship to me screams world champion. I don't, you guys don't have to agree. But now, I was telling you about how this wasn't shiny anymore. The eagle wasn't shiny anymore. I'm going to show you. Let me get the box first because I think the box really, it'll give you the name of it if you want it. You can get them on Amazon. This is what you're going to want to order. Okay. It's high gloss liquid chromium, chrome markers, but they're actually paint pens. You can get the fine tip or you get the wide tip. The wide tip's great for a massive area. These championships, if you're buying a 2mm brass, you're going to have fading. And when I got this belt, I got it because I had planned on passing it to the owners and letting them use it. And then, well, the company didn't make it. I think we made it a year. A lot of people were doing other things. It was during, once the COVID stopped, that's when the group went down. So, a lot of people don't understand that COVID was a big helper in these groups. I want to go to a design that my buddy Mick, a lot of people know Mick Dunlap. He plays the character Malice in the Promo League. He had a junior heavyweight title made, and man, I fell in love with it. I had to have it. This one, I'm gonna have to ask him who made this, but I'm not sure who made it. But check this thing out, man. Look at that for a promo championship. Out freaking standing. I'm sorry that light's right in y'all's eyes. It's very hard to. But that very floppy leather, that's the other thing. A lot of these belt makers, man, they don't get it that we need floppy leather to make these things look real on the screen. But this one is 4mm plates. Very nice. It was all nickel when we got it. Mick's wife did the blue and the black for us. Looks very nice. I think it's a classic vibe on a new twist. And the reason I say that is I'll show you the original junior heavyweight that I had made by Mateen. The original one was made by Mateen. I just think these look so great on camera. And I'm not saying that because this is a PPF belt or whatever. What I'm saying, guys, is when you're in a promo group and you win their title, man, I know it's exciting. Man, you're a champion. You're ready to walk on that screen and give your champion's address and say, hey, man, I finally did it. I achieved the title, and I'm so proud of it. Do me a favor. Do a lot of owners a favor. Be patient. The former champion's going to send you the belt, or the owner, if it's a newly crowned title, they're going to send you a belt because we spend a lot of money. I know, guys like TDC, Chris Nichols, Jose Bazzotti, myself, a lot of group owners put a lot of money out for the championship belts because they want their brand on the screen. And I understand. I do. Some groups, don't carry their own titles because, hey, it's just for fun. Nobody wants to really spend money on it. I get that. It's that the time and the era is tough. Okay. But for me, if you can spend, I think Luke Mon will charge you, if I'm right, I think for 130, maybe 140 bucks. Okay. And now if you want the ultra leather, it's like 180, but you get a 2mm brass belt. Okay. And let's be honest, 2mm brass is just so much easier to send out because if it gets broken, it gets scratched, it gets lost. Who gives a shit? It's not an important, championship. Okay. It is important to the brand, but get what I'm saying? You're not spending a ton of money. Now, when I showed you that junior heavyweight title, I'll show you this one. This belt here is 6 years old. This belt is holding up its quality so good. This is a Mateen original, real upgraded leather. He did a nice job. Belt tip, of course, but she's got, a really nice floppy leather on it. And the reason I love this belt is the logo is right across the middle, plain as day to see. Your side plates, you got your microphone, but over here you also have another logo. And I think it's a really classy mid-card championship. I am a nickel freak. I love any belt that has nickel on it. If your belts have nickel on it, you sold me because I think nickel championships look so good on screen, especially when some folks are using a lower resolution camera on their phone. Because I know, some of the phones, you got some of the iPhones that do wonderful stuff, but I've seen Galaxies that do better stuff. So, it depends. This championship is the junior heavyweight title. It was the first one. As you can see, it's been signed by so many people. I had to have it back in my collection because I truly, truly love this belt, and I wanted it back where it belongs. That is one of my favorite titles. Sorry, guys, getting messages like crazy. I don't know what that is. I always got doctors calling me, guys. Sorry. I want to do before that other. Well, let's do that other Wasif belt real quick because a lot of people like this design. Here, God, this one is 6 millimeters, fella. 6 millimeter championship. The leather floppy, of course, you can see. Oh my lord, very deep etching on this championship. Now, this is a championship I did not have made. This was made for me when I won the title. The group made it and presented it to me and left me keep it. And I take great pride in this belt. It was wonderful to walk on screen. This mocks the 91-93 WCW World Heavyweight title. One of my favorite titles they ever brought out, why they ever did away with it, went back to Big Gold, is beyond me. But this title I held for, I think, 2 years. It was a very, very beautiful belt, but 6 millimeters, heavy. The quality is unbelievable. And the reason I show you guys all these is because I was talking to somebody today and we're both like, man, you know what really grinds our gears is when somebody walks on the screen after they win the title 5 minutes later wearing, a WWE belt, plainly logo for something else. We understand, man. You want to be the champion. You've earned the right to call yourself champion. But patience is a virtue. It looks so much better when you walk on screen with the company you represent's belt. So like PDA has their champion. I seen Revolution has their title. So I did not see Rig walk on the screen with a WWE Intercontinental title or a belt bag that had a belt on it. He waited until the championship came. He did his reveal. He actually unboxed it, put it on his shoulder, showed everybody the belt. And that is the proper way, in my opinion. You don't like my opinion, but that's the proper way to show you're a champion and become a champion is to wait till the championship has arrived. And we put a lot of money into these. You saw a couple of these belts I've showed you so far. A lot of money. I know this belt here, the owner of the company that I work for and promo for this one, this belt was $485. So that's $485 of his hard-earned money that I walked on screen with and wanted to show the world, that it was their championship. Now, I also want to show folks the KOP I got done. This is another favorite one of mine. And some of the guys who've held this belt, this belt just outclasses them all, in my opinion. You can have a promo group, have a sexy son of a bitch like this. This son of a bitch is absolutely beautiful. I have loved this thing since Chris Nichols brought it on screen. Now, a little bit of the backstory. Chris Nichols had the same design, but when he sent it to the belt maker, they inverted it. It was more nickel and less gold. And mine's gold with a little bit of nickel dual plating. Very good design. The belt maker did a great job on this title. It's a 3 millimeter. I didn't want something overly heavy to lug around on screen. And that's the other thing. When you guys as owners and or promo artists are buying championships and you want something that's going to look good on screen, it don't have to be one of them 5 millimeter heavy mother of fathers. Jesus, break your freaking arm. Hell, not. And I said it before. Hold on. Let me take your call here. Dusty had a beautiful belt, 4 millimeter zinc, real leather. But that son of a bitch had razor blades on it. And I think El Guapo has that group now. And I think he actually has that belt or his champion carries that belt. So be careful, carry Band-Aids because you will cut my first promo with that championship when I won it. I tore the living shit out of myself. You know what I mean? My arms were all scratched up and I didn't realize it was that sharp. The maker of this belt did a very nice job. No sharp tips. These are all rounded very nicely. Not really sharp at all. Really nice tip. But the reason I came on here today to do this is I wanted to go a different direction with my podcast. I want to show you some positive things about the promo realm and get away from a little bit of the negative because I've been negative for so long. My God, the negativity was just flowing out of my brain. But a lot of people will say, hey, that's what old school does. Not anymore. It's a world of change. It's a world of let's see what can happen. Okay, I'm gonna give things a chance. I'm gonna pay attention and watch some other stuff. I'm not saying the new way is the right way, guys. I will never ever probably be fully sold on it. But the right way to represent your brand is to have their championship. And if their company does not have a championship, um, I found that you can message the owner and say, hey, man, I know you guys don't have a physical belt. What if I get one made and carry it on screen? Would you care? 99% of the time, the owners are going to say, hell yes, because now their logo, their brand gets put on screen and people get to see it. And they're like, well, shit, that's a beautiful belt. Now, what happens after you lose it? And people think that belt's coming to them. That would be between you and the group owner and your belt. But I was going back to real quick. I really, really believe in this Chrome marker championship belt updater is what I call it because I love it. These were $10 on Amazon. I got them in one day. I updated the Chrome side plates, made them Chrome side plates on that one. I'm going to move aside, let you see an Elite title that's hanging up. She's right there. That belt will be getting updated tonight. And I may set up my phone and record the process about how I do it. So if you have any belts that are fading out, they also sell gold. So silver is not all you can get. You can get silver, gold. I don't know if they do anything else, like plate it like that. But the silver, as you see, really, really plates really nice. And you probably couldn't tell this junior heavyweight, those side plates, every one of those stars, I plated because there was red paint on them. And it makes it pop, makes it look so much better. And I love when I work for a brand to walk on screen and show a beautiful title belt. I remember in BTB, the first ever Brass Knuckles Championship that was created by Tim Lee. You'll never find another belt like that. It's been through it. It's been beat up. It's crazy because when I unboxed that, what a feeling. But I refused to go on screen until I had the belt. And I think that's the other thing that you got to do now is have some patience. If you're promoting, say, for Tommy over in PDA, and let's just say it's a tournament for the brand new championship, we'll say it's the Sky's the Limit title. He's having that belt made, and it's getting done, and it gets done, and he shows on screen, hey, look, this beautiful son of a bitch can't wait to crown somebody. The champion gets crowned. Don't walk on screen tomorrow with a WWE championship and brag it up. Wait until that man's hard-earned money and his hard designs that he came up with. Because believe me, man, it's not easy to come up with a design sometimes because you don't want to mimic another company's design. You kind of want to go with a fresh design. You know what I mean? So give it time. Be patient. Let the owner ship you the championship. Then walk on screen, brag your ass off, talk your shit, carrying your promotion's championship. Because I just think it makes it look so much better. And there is unbranded titles. Okay, so you can go. I'll show you one of them here in a second. Mick actually sent me an unbranded title that is one of my favorite designs. See if I can get it down with that. Pop up. There we go. It'll remind you, Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Beautiful design. Once again, guys, I don't know who made this one. But if you're working for a company that doesn't have physical titles and you see a cheap, unbranded belt that is out there, and I see them all the time on these belt groups. Some guys, get a belt made. They're like, it's not my cup of tea. I'm going to sell it. Sell for 100, 125 bucks. You know what I mean? Whatever. You can ask Mama Purge. Purge. I sent them a couple unbranded championships I picked up. I picked up like 5 belts for 125 bucks one time. And the one purple belt, I know his Mama Purge is still her favorite fucking belt. But it was a very nice belt. She's used it in multiple places, and you can do that with these too. So you necessarily don't have to have, the owner make you a belt or whatever. If you have a non-logo championship, it's not like a WWE, a WCW. There you go. That right there, my God, I would love to carry that on screen. And a lot of people would too. That, and it basically says heavyweight promo champion on the side plates, HPCs. And then you have where it says heavyweight promo champion on the plate. This is a very good quality belt. 4mm zinc, very heavy. It's got a lot of weight to it. Very nice belt. Guys, I'm ripping all my belts down off the wall. Can you tell? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 belts laying here in front of me. Jesus, what a day. But I wanted to do something different because, I'm way over the negativity of the actual promo world itself. But these are what kind of started the promo realm. Let's be honest. A lot of belt guys who were belt enthusiasts became promo guys and or promo group owners. So this is what it all, spanned out to be. A great shot to get to hold something that, most of us would have been like, I'll never hold a wrestling title. You know what I mean? But now you have a chance to wear a wrestling championship. And I do have more over here, but I think I'm going to wait for a second episode to go a lot more of them. Because we could be here 2-3 hours doing this because I have that Brass Knuckles title, the BTB World Heavyweight title, the incarnate of the BTB World Heavyweight title that it mimics the Triple Crown. Also have the EFED World title, the original PPF World Heavyweight Championship. That was long before the Beast was ever thought of. The PPF Resolute, which a lot of people really love because it's diamond plated. These belts, I take great pride in what the people wear on screen. I want them to wear top quality titles, and I know a lot of the owners do too, because like I said, we're belt marks. When I was talking to somebody today, he was telling me how, a lot of his community, the guys in his group, like comic books and stuff like that, in PPF, a lot of us are just belt marks. We love the belts. We have, in sense, been excited to show these championships on screen, and I have given away, my God, probably in the last 3 years, I'm going to say 10 to 12 belts because I wanted people to be able to walk on screen. And the other thing I like is if you can afford to do it, man, get a copy of your belt made, hang it on your wall, take pride and enjoy showing that son-bitch off. I think it was Chris Champion and TDC have the actual, have an actual set of VOH titles, tag titles, that they both have. I know my son, the Rising Sun, he has a PPF World Heavyweight title of his own. Malice has gotten a couple custom junior heavyweight titles done. He did a custom VOH title. A lot of these guys, we do that because it's fun. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're just bragging, you're just showing off your shit. No, I mean, I am bragging and showing off shit because I love the belts. That's as honest as you can get. I love that these championship belts are on screen and I get to see them. No matter what group it is. If it's a pretty belt, I'll compliment it. If it's an ugly belt, well, I mean, that was the owner's discretion to do what they wanted. You know what I mean? I did say, I think 2 or 3 days ago in a podcast when Rig debuted the Revolution Championship, I think that belt's big on him. I think that belt is I don't know, huge. And I know Cody's not a huge guy, so it could just be, the mediocre between the size of the belt and all. This title here is very tiny. It, you can see the main plate is very small. You know what I mean? So this would look fucking ultra tiny on a really, really big guy. But other titles might not look so tiny on them. But the owners, I think that it's a design that was really, in their head, they want to have made. Like when Rick made the PPF Beast. I like the Beast. I think it's a beautiful piece. But when Jacob Carney had that belt, he told me he hated promoing with it because it was so heavy. It weighed on your shoulders so bad. And we had another version done. It was mimicked after Gangrel's World Heavyweight title that he had done for his federation. And Jacob won that. And he carried that. He actually worked his wedding. And now he actually owns that belt. So when I say, go ahead and, pick up a copy of your belt, man, I stress it. I wish you would. I hope you do, because if you want it, you deserve to have a copy of it, in my opinion. The promo world, that's how I got into promoing, was joining a belt group. Beyond the Belts was originally a belt group. Then it became a promo group, and man, have I been hooked for 9 plus, almost going on 10 years now. I was there when they debuted the BTB World Heavyweight title. That was one of the first ever physical championships you ever saw in the promo realm. And it was an honor to actually hold that later on. I think my second year, maybe, or the end of my first year. So when you look at these championships, you look at how well they're made and how well they look on screen. And here's the biggest secret that a lot of people don't know. You can do a 2mm belt and nobody will know the fucking difference. Hell, the BTB World title was 0.5 millimeters. It wasn't even 1 millimeter. Isn't that's fucking hilarious. It's 0.5 millimeters. And that belt was not thick at all. The snaps didn't line up. So before Velcro was a thing, I could show you. I put Velcro in the back of that belt when I got it so you could wear it. Because it looked better when you wore it around your waist than it did on your shoulder because it looked really thin. Like I said, I'm going to do a part 2 of this later on. Probably not today, but later on. And I'm going to do the BTB belts, the EFED World title, the PPF Original, and the Resolute. But the couple belts that I have profiled on here, guys, these are actually beautiful designs, and they're very, very well made. I have not found anybody that's probably better than Wasif and Luke Mon and the gentleman who made the KOP for me. Those 3 guys have done great work. Now, I know some other owners use other belt makers, not knocking their work because I've never had any of their work. But these guys have always done well by me, and they've done well by the promo belts, and they look really good on screen. So let's recap real quick before I jump off of here. If you don't have a promo group championship, all right, and you're like, well, I'm going to use my old WWE belt, man, try to find a non-logo title. Look at that. Non-logo. It's going to look beautiful on the screen. The owner's going to hit you up and go, man, that is one beautiful belt. I love that you're on screen with a belt. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they're probably going to appreciate more that it's not, a WWE or an NWA world title. Use something non-logo. That right there it is. Beautiful belt, non-logo. You can pick them up all the time on Facebook. 100, 125 bucks sometimes. I've seen them for 150. Hell, I've seen guys drop down to 99 bucks to get them out of the house because the wife is giving them hell. Or, you work for a company and you get one of their belts remade, the KOP. Beautiful, beautiful title. VOH, one of my favorite championships that I've ever held. I thank Brandon, Chris Nichols, all those guys for the opportunity to hold that championship. That was one of the key highlights of my career. I want to show the Beast again just because everybody seems to love the Beast. Move this 6mm son of a bitch out of the way. Son of a bitch. Whew. That thing is heavy, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. There you go. There's a heavy one. 6mm or 5mm. I'm sorry. This one is triple stacked. It will cut you. She's got sharper edges right there. There they go. The belt makers really need to learn not to do that. And, it's very floppy leather. Leather has held up over the years. MS Creations. Wasif made this belt. Whew, heavy on your shoulder. Beautiful championship. Fun championship to hold. Removable side plates. All the good stuff. This title was not designed by me. This was designed by somebody else and was brought to fruition. I really enjoy the fact that I got my hands on it because it's part of PPF history. I am big on history when it comes to the promo, and that's probably why I have such a tough time letting go of, a lot of the great stuff that happened in the past because there were some fun times in the past. Even though me and the gentleman I talked to today, we both agreed that not a soul in this promo game has clean feet. We've all gotten muddy. We've all done dirty. And I want to thank him for that conversation today. He knows who he is. I appreciate it. And it's, I want to thank Big Sweet, James Sweet, if you guys know him, for kind of planting the seed in my brain to go a different direction with Coffee Old School. If you guys enjoy this show, please hit me up. Give me some ideas what you want to hear. Maybe some more championships. Maybe we talk about, I was telling the guy I talked to today, he's inspired me in a couple of different things for my group. Maybe things you're seeing in the promo realm that you're excited and want to talk about, and hit me up and let me know. I'd be glad to cover those for you. It's a new world. It's a new day. I am here under the context of, let's talk about belts. Let's talk about, promo characters maybe. or even hell, if you want to talk some wrestling, I love doing that. But please, guys, I know this is going to hurt your feelings. I do not like WWE. Hit me up about AEW, NWA, TNA. I'll talk all day about them. I'm just not a WWE fan, never have been. But when it comes to promo belts, I think we all agree that these are a lot of what draws people into promo. Okay, so when you go into the group and you see their world title, or and I know today this is popular, so I can say this. So Bob's a champion of LPA, making up a group, and he goes into AWA, and he's got his belt on him, but he's not the champion there. But he just shows up, talks some shit, has his belt, and you're like, damn, where is that? I want to go there. Believe it or not, they draw interest because everybody likes shiny things. So you want to represent your brand with something beautiful, belts with your logos on them. They're just absolutely gorgeous. They make it fun. People can't wait for them to show up and open up. Me and Rig are not friends, but I did quite enjoy watching his video when he opened the Revolution World title, because you could just see the joy in his face, and that's the joy you should enjoy when you win a title. You should be able to wait, the owner or the former champion sends you the belt and you open it up. And like I said, man, if you can, I know it's tough. And I reiterate that 100 times over. The world's a tough place for a lot of people with money. If you can't afford a belt and your company can't have belts, man, there's alternatives out there. But I beg you, if you don't have to, don't bring a WWE belt or even, WCW belt with the big WCW letters on it, stuff like that. Try to have a non-branded belt. That would look cool. You know what I mean? But like I said, I understand the world. It's tough. There's a lot of things going on in this world today, gas prices, etc. I'm not going to get into it because I don't really care about politics. If you're into the politics thing, good for you. I don't give a fuck anymore because either way, we're getting fucked. It don't matter who's the president is. You're getting fucked. Look at our gas prices. But if you need a maker, hit me up. My inbox is always open. I'll send you to my maker, get you maybe a better deal or whatever. And before I go, one more time, I want to reiterate: you have a belt, and this would be for nickel belt. Okay, so if it's gold belt, they also sell gold. You can pick these up on Amazon, like $8 or $9, $8 or $9, and I got mine the next day. And they do show up chrome very well. Get this one down one more time and show you this one. Straps have taken a beating over the years on these things. Look at that chrome. It shines. It's just like the regular plating they use. I redid the Eagle yesterday. Got a beautiful shine on him. These are all, this is all hand done by me. This thing was all gold when I got it. There was no other colors other than the blue banners. And I redid the whole title because after about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, the belt started a little bit of tarnish, and you're going to get that when you buy the cheaper, cheap belts from the belt makers. Sorry, guys. I like to hang them things back up because, my God, I got to hang up 9 more belts when I'm done. But it's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry if I disappointed you. There was no negative bashing today, and that's probably going to be the way it's going to be for a long time to come. I'm going to start honoring the Promo Realm the way I see fit and talking about their promo championships. And, maybe later on get an owner to send me some photos of their belts and I can go over their belts and tell them what I like about them, what I think about them, or, get your guys' comments and see what you think and what you like about them. But it's a whole new world, guys. A whole new Coffee with Old School. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Now, unfortunately, I got to get my ass up and put all these belts back where they belong. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Shout out to the 2 gentlemen today that kind of unblurred my blurry brain a little bit. Shout out to everybody else who's having a wonderful day and enjoying the Promo Realm. Keep up the good work. Keep having fun. Keep enjoying yourself. I know I'm going to. PPF, I'll see you guys very soon. Promoversary, 2 weekends. August 29th, we will have the show on YouTube. Please check it out. Please enjoy. A lot of great matchups. A lot of great matchups, guys. And you get to see some of these beautiful promo belts that are on screen. and maybe to inspire some owners and even, group participants to pick up their own championships so they have them wherever they go. An unlogo title, if you're bouncing Fed to Fed and you're winning titles in different places, it's so much easier to carry one belt than it is to carry 4 or 5. I've done that myself. So hug, love, and cherish your loved ones. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. This has been Old School, and this has been Coffee with Old School. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Have a wonderful night.